Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins on the Grayson Waller Effect coming up. Sam Roberts said he thinks this could main event the show, depending on what happens. If you were to get a Roman Rock surprise appearance, like, I don't know. But, Jared, I'm going to start with you. It's a talk show segment. We know they don't put talk show segments on pay-per-views for no reason. Something's going to happen. What do you think we see here with Cody and Seth?
So I didn't even know this was a thing. So it's going to be Cody and Seth on the Grayson Waller Effect.
That is true.
Whatever.
Yes, that is correct. Yep.
Man, I don't know. Like I said, I'm baffled now, but I'm curious.
Andy, what do you think we're going to see?
I think at the minimum, we're definitely getting them challenging Roman and Rock at Mania.
Okay.
I think that's kind of where we kind of come down to is that at the most, a face-to-face between all four men would just absolutely light the place on fire if Rock and Roman came out and confronted them. I don't think we get Rock Roman. I think this is there specifically to continue to hype the main event and to also play into the tag match that we might end up getting or whatever we're going to get between these four guys. I think we get a very clear picture at Elimination Chamber with it.
Andy, here's one thing that I think we can get, and it's something that you have been begging for 2 weeks now, almost 3, I guess it's been, is an explanation behind Cody saying he's going to take everything from Roman, but not at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Maybe we get an explanation at this show as to why he said that. I don't know.
That'd be great.
We need that before Mania. Like, that has to be, and I don't care if it's in Roman's face. I don't care if he's by himself. We just need to know why he originally was going to give his spot up. Because that's the one thing in this entire story that still does not make any sense. Why he said that there.
Yep.
And if we get a reason for it, then it all kind of comes together a lot better. So I hope we get it. I think that could be something heading into WrestleMania that he just kind of does in front of Rock and Roman. But we need it at some point.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know what other response that I don't know what other response that he could have for that question than just saying, like, Rock tricked me, basically.
Yep.
Like, I thought that he was going to go out there to take Roman out, but he was really just about having the biggest match ever that he could have for himself. Something along those lines. I mean, I don't know really what else he could say that would even make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Jared, do you feel like that needs to be in front of Rock? Andy mentioned it being in front of Roman. Does it need to be in front of Rock as well, so that as we're getting ready to get into with this Rock and Roman SmackDown segment, that you can see how Rock and Roman interact with whatever Cody is saying and however that's going to build?
I mean, I hope that's what they do, because it's just like at that press conference event thing that they had. I mean, Roman's acting, the expressions, and Rock, of course. I mean, that was what made all that. Like all their facial expressions.
Right. No, absolutely. It'll be interesting, Andy, to see how this plays out, because like I said, there's a talk show on a pay-per-view for a reason. Grayson Waller likes to stir it up. I think Andy, it could be a situation where Grayson Waller gets under their skin and we see an impromptu Cody Rhodes versus Grayson Waller match on the show.
Or we see Cody and Seth tag against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, because they're together too.
Depends on Seth's health.
Right, yeah. And he also said he wanted to get a match in before Mania, so this could be that kind of testing the water in a tag match where he's not, taking the full brunt of or anything. But that could end up being something like that. I think we get a moment where we know what the main event is already, sort of. I mean, obviously they could still swerve us with something wild.
Yep.
But I think we get a very clear picture as to where both nights are heading. Because we've only got 6 weeks till Mania now?
Something like that. Yeah, we're right at like 50 days, I think, maybe a little under. something like that.
So you've got time, but you don't want to take too much time and drag this thing out to where everybody's like, all right, we need to do something to get our interest back into it.
All right. Jared, you weren't on the show last week. So as we wrap up, before we talk about Rock and Roman here, I got Andy's take on this last week, and I want to get your take on it. Seth, in his promo last Monday night, told Cody that there's no other person that could be Cody's shield but Seth Rollins. So that means, obviously, Rollins is going to have his back, blah, blah, blah. But, Jared, let's actually put that into context. Let's read between the lines here. If Rollins is Cody's shield, and we look back at history as to what Rollins did to the shield, do you see a scenario? I'm not saying if Seth is going to turn, because I think all signs point to Seth turning at some point. But when is my question. Do you think we get this tag match that we're supposedly building to? Do you think we get it at all? Do you think Seth turns on the way to WrestleMania as a way to throw more adversity at Cody Rhodes because he doesn't need any more? Let's just heap it on him.
I mean, I can see, I guess, a scenario as bad as I hate to see this scenario, where that maybe if there is no tag match at all before Mania or during Mania, that during the main event, you have Seth come out there and act like he's, going to do something to help Cody. Then he does something awful to Cody, pedigrees him through 2 tons of steel or something ridiculous. And then
what is this, a lights out match or something?
Cody fights back. Another obstacle he's overcome. Because I swear, if they let this man lose, and I have to hear about this daggone story for another year, I just don't know that I can keep watching the show. He must win.
He has to.
All right. Well, let's talk about if he's going to or not. And of course, that boils down to the Rock and Roman Reigns segment on SmackDown. We know that the internet's been talking about the camera angles and who did Rock actually point at and what was he talking about. We all know that. But let's lay this out. There is a very real scenario in which The Rock turns on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and is one of those people, like Andy said, that helps Cody win the title. And as Sam Roberts said, maybe we get a repeat of Royal Rumble 2015, but it's Rock holding Cody's arm up at the end of the night rather than Roman's. There's a very real scenario where that happens. But Andy, let's face your fears. There is a very real scenario where we see another interference finish to a Roman Reigns match, and this time it's The Rock that costs Cody. And then we continue down this Rock-Roman storyline with Roman champion. Thoughts on that and just your overall takeaways from their promo last Friday? Jared is so giddy. If you people are not watching on YouTube right now, Jared is so dang giddy with what I am presenting to Andy right now. It is so funny. Okay, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, so I hate it, first of all. We can't go through another year of this again. I mean, we just absolutely cannot go through another year of interference, and then nothing happens. We need to resolve both their stories at some point, and we don't need to postpone it past Mania. I think the most likely scenario is not necessarily Rock turning on Roman, but Roman turning on Rock before we get to the main event of WrestleMania, and that is what also aligned Rock with Cody kind of going in, because then you could also set up down the line I'm not saying if anymore, when Cody wins at WrestleMania, you could set up down the line at SummerSlam or at the Rumble or at Survivor Series where Cody and Rock go at it for the title. And that's where Roman can come back, cost The Rock, and then there we go. We're heading into WrestleMania, Rock Roman. Cody stays fine with the championship, and we just move away from all of that. I don't see a scenario where it works out for everyone where Rock cost Cody the title.
Jared, what are your thoughts?
Man, I Cody versus Roman at Mania is what I want. I don't want people getting involved. I don't want to wonder about The Rock. I don't want to wonder about these other people. I just want Cody to win the match. And so that's what I'm going to keep hoping for, is that Rock's not dropping any hints. There's no camera angle crap going on. Him and Roman, for right now, are on the same side. And you can do whatever you want on the road to WrestleMania. You can have night 1, night 2 matches with The Rock and Roman and Cody and all that crap. But in the end, let's just hope it works out that it's Roman versus Cody. No Rock as the ref. We don't need that.
Right.
So,
all right. So Andy, you both have presented your scenario very clearly that you don't want Rock involved in the main event. It needs to be straight up Roman and Cody. Okay. I get that. And you've both expressed that you want Cody to finish this dang story, and we need Cody to be champion at WrestleMania so we don't have to. Okay, I get that as well. And I'm not pushing back on either of those things, because you all, the people that are listening to this show, might think I'm just playing devil's advocate or I'm whatever. I'm just presenting what I think is a very real scenario that could actually happen. Here's what I'm going to ask both of you, though. Let's say that both of your dream worlds play out the way that it should, and Cody Rhodes wins the championship as he should at WrestleMania. Okay. Andy, you think that Roman should turn on Rock heading into WrestleMania, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So Jared, Rock Roman split, we know it's coming at some point so we can get the match. When do you think it happens, and how? Do you think it's after Mania? Does Rock get mad at Roman for losing, or what do you think?
I think it's as simple as after Roman loses to Cody the next night on Raw or whatever, you have Rock come out and say, well, little cousin couldn't get the job done, but The Rock can. And then The Rock goes after Cody. That simple. You put Rock then there at the head of the table. Roman is not happy about that. You build to that as you're building towards Rock and Cody.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we can all agree that we need to get Rock Cody at some point as well. But I think you need to do that with Rock being a full-fledged heel. I think he needs to be the high chief, not even the tribal chief. He needs to be the high chief. He needs to play that character. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but him coming out in the vest that looks like his $5,000 shirt, keeping the sunglasses on, and being corporate Rock was just super cool to me. Yes. I think we need to keep down that path. I think that's a good way to go. Cody Rock maybe at SummerSlam. And then you somehow.
When's the next Saudi show?
Probably in like September or October. Yeah, because April is WrestleMania, May is Backlash in France. I think Money in the Bank is in June or it's July. Regardless, it's in Toronto.
Right.
SummerSlam. Do we know where SummerSlam is?
I don't think so.
I don't think we know where SummerSlam is, but then I think it's at either the beginning of August or very end of July, because the Berlin show pay-per-view is the end of August. It's like August 25th or something like that. So that would put a Saudi show probably in September or October, and then you've got Survivor Series in November. So you're right. We could end up getting it there. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I assume, the way the Saudi prince likes his legends, Rock will be on the next Saudi show. Yeah. Whenever that is.
Hopefully against Yokozuna.
Listen, you can't bring up the man's dead family member. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I would have got slapped in the face. I forgot about that.